Hi guys, welcome back to another video in the r/EntitledPeople subreddit. I have 3 Entitled People stories for you today involving a boyfriend that won't let a paramedic assess his passed out, nearly dying girlfriend because he has to film it for Instagram, as well as a Karen that gets mad at a guy for leaning on his own car. But don't worry, just as you've lost faith in humanity from those first 2 stories, the last story thankfully involves an awesome mother that stands up to an entitled relative that was bashing her children. So without further ado, let's just jump into it, shall we? Boyfriend disturbs ambulance. Hello Reddit, I'm not 100% sure if it fits here, but I just need to tell you guys about this piece of nice guy. This happened in August 2020. I still can't believe myself what kind of people are living on this planet. First off, I work as a paramedic in a small town in northern Germany, 30 kilometers away from the next big city. Sometimes we need to bring patients to the big city. It was a hot and busy day. We were rolling the first 6 hours through the whole city, but mostly small things that just needed transport. After the first real emergency, a car crash, that needed transport in the mentioned bigger city, we were putting our stuff back together at the hospital. Not even 1 minute after setting us on the status free for calls, the dispatch had something for us. Woman, around 20 years old, feeling unwell. No more informations. That means it could possibly be anything from toe pain to cardiac arrest. After a 10-minute drive with the lights and music, we arrived and rang at the door. Patient's boyfriend opened the door holding up his phone and saying, "Hey guys, the ambulance came very quick, even with the sirens on." Me and my partner looking at each other with the WTF look. "Good day, we were called to a patient. Are we right here?" "Yeah, come in guys, that's gonna be great." Me thinking, what in the F is wrong here? After we went into the living room, there was a female around 25 years old lying on the couch. Really thin, you could see some of her bones, and unresponsive. While my partner was checking the blood pressure, pulse, etc., and I was getting the monitor, EKG, I asked patient's boyfriend what the matter is. She was filming her sport tutorial for her Instagram followers and suddenly fainted. She's on a new diet, she just looks too fat. Me, looking at the patient, she was really thin. Has she ate and drank something today? And could you please put the phone down? Just a little bowl of cereals and a glass of orange juice. No, I don't need to. This blue light stories are epic on Instagram. We got interrupted by the monitor that made an alarm sound. The blood pressure was worryingly low, and the rest didn't look good either. "We need a doctor here." In Germany, we can call doctors to the scene if we need to give special medications or need to make invasive treatments. "Mr. Patient's boyfriend, stop filming. Your girlfriend is in critical condition." "Nah man, this is gonna be huge. She will love it to be on her YouTube." "Yeah, the How I Nearly Died vlog. Absolute great idea." Me, looking with a better shut up look over to my partner. While discussing the phone problem with patient's boyfriend, I was making patient's arm ready to put the needle in. While I was unpacking the needle and having it ready, he came so close that he hit me and I nearly stabbed myself. That was the boiling point. I was now really pissed. "If you don't back off and put the phone down, I will get the police here and they will take care of it. You don't understand, do you? Your girlfriend lies here with a bad blood pressure, oxygen, and pulse. I'm really worried that we are close to a CPR. Even our doctor is on the way. So back off and put the phone down or the police will really take care of it." Patient's boyfriend said something like, "Sorry, I can't. This is my work." Me and my partner looking at each other with the "is he effing kidding us" look. "Alright, I'm calling the police." A few minutes after that, the doctor arrived. He was annoyed too by patient's boyfriend and told him to go away, but he still doesn't listen. A few more minutes later, the cops came and made him delete all the footage. They stood with him outside until we went to the hospital. We drove as fast as possible to the hospital and managed to get patient alive into the ICU. A few weeks later, my partner heard from his girlfriend, a nurse that works there. She said that the patient made it and is now in good hands, and hopefully dumped her boyfriend. I'm thanking God for my station in a small town. A lot less idiots to worry about. I just can't believe how dumb our species can be. So much for a modern world. Ugh, this story annoys me on so many levels. Firstly, stay the heck out of paramedics or any medical worker's frickin' way. I couldn't imagine being OP trying to literally save someone's life whilst having a camera shoved in my face. How completely inconsiderate. Also, the patient's boyfriend is not concerned about his girlfriend's health at all. In fact, it seems like he's borderline abusive about her appearance. Really hope when the patient comes to, she breaks up with his ass. And I agree with OP that that guy is a total piece of dookie, and our species is painfully stupid sometimes. Fiancé leans on his own car and gets told it's not his. So me and my partner had just finished shopping and was leaning on the car while having a cigarette. This made him remember a story from way before we got together. So basically, he was leaning against his car outside of a store, finishing a cigarette before he went in, when some random woman walks up to him and says, "I don't think the owner would appreciate you leaning on their car." He told this woman he owned the car, but she tried to argue the fact that it was her car. "It's my car, get off of it." He pulled out the keys and unlocked the car, and she just went silent and walked away. Oh, I would have trolled this woman so hard. She practically walked into the trolling realm. I would have been like, okay, if it's your car, then why don't you go ahead and open it? Call the police even, because I'm not getting off. I also think it's hilarious that these people never seem to double check things, like making sure it's their car before opening their big mouths. Oh well, the embarrassment karma entertains us, and that's what we're here for, right? Entitled relative gets destroyed by my mother. As with most Asian families, my family believe having a white-collar job is above everything. This is very evident with a couple of relatives and force their children to go to medical school. Any career other than a doctor is a sin in their eyes. My mother is open-minded about my choice of career. The only condition she had was I should have at least a bachelor degree before getting a job. So I started working in IT industry after college graduation. I have decent pay, able to learn and experiment on my own pace, and even got an opportunity to work abroad. I was happy with my career. Things weren't easy at first, as with all jobs. I struggled to settle down with the workload and the new city. I reached out to my family to help me to find a job nearby my home. So my entitled relatives got hold of this piece of news during a family gathering. Instead of helping me out, they scoffed and told my younger cousins at large. "See, this is why you shouldn't be an engineer. You're going to struggle and end up with nothing. After all, doctor is the most respectable job in the society." I blinked at her. I was shocked she could just insult my career in front of everyone. I was also disgusted at her because she's a teacher and I expected her to know better. I didn't want to make a scene, so I didn't talk back, but someone else did. My mother. My mother is a single parent. She was a brilliant student at school and dreamt of being a teacher. But that was all gone when she was married off. She regretted that when she was divorced and struggled to live. She wanted her daughters not to go through the same thing. She sold her jewelry and spent savings to get us decent education so that we could get a job. She was furious when someone insulted our hard work. She didn't hold back her anger as she thundered, "Are you out of your damn mind, entitled relative? You're a teacher. Can't you show a bit of dignity while you speak? Don't you have common sense to think that your daughter couldn't work in a hospital with electricity, running water, machines, or software if there were no engineers? Even a janitor at hospitals have their value. If you ever insult my daughter or her choices, you will see the worst of me." The room was silent as everyone watched the entitled relative process what was going on. Nobody had ever seen my mother that mad, but it did a good thing. The relatives never raised a word about her children or my career after that. Also, 2 of my cousins got into the engineering stream following the incident. I absolutely love stories like this. Just when you thought you've lost all hope for humanity, you get a dwindle of hope when a story like this comes along, depicting a person with good values that stands up for her children and their rights. A person can only take so much, and it seems like OP's mother was one to keep quiet, but when she was finally at her wit's end, the wrath came barreling out on entitled relative at the perfect time. You know what they say. Speak few words, and the words you do say will be taken more seriously. Or something like that. Actually, maybe I just made that up, but it makes sense to me. Anyways, that is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed those 3 Entitled People stories. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit stories. Bye!